Welcome to Kemi Talk Stories. I'm Kemi Omololu, the great journalist of Nigeria. In this story, we're going to talk about Allen Onyema, Air Peace, and all the fraud and money laundering allegations leveled against the airline boss by the U.S. government and even the Canadian government. They've frozen his accounts, almost $15 million in assets and money, and they have warrants for his arrest, even in Canada. What's going on, guys? A lot of people are talking. Okay, if anybody loves Air Peace, the service on that airline and everything will be me. And if you're an employee of Air Peace, it really comes from the leadership. Okay, leadership begins on the top. I've never met Allen Onyema. I've never spoken to him. But I speak well of him because I like the service on his airline. It's been a long time since we could get something like this. A good domestic airline that will actually transport us from point A to point B without a crash. They have a good safety record. Every airline has one thing or the other, but overall, I love Air Peace. Now, let me tell you something. I've not been to two cities that are very critical in Nigerian life, Dubai and Abuja. Yes, the city, the capital of our country, Abuja. I've never been there. On my birthday in 2017, that I did with the motherless babies, Air Peace actually gave me a ticket. I tweeted that I wanted to go to Abuja for my, for the first time, and it was my birthday time. And you know what? The tweet handler said, yes, we'll give you that ticket. Okay, so I used the ticket for another route, but I still haven't been to Abuja. Hopefully I'll go to Abuja soon. But the main thing is, the airline's been very good to me. I'm a frequent flyer, and what made me a frequent flyer was a sad, case, the Port Harcourt case. My old case where I was persecuted as a journalist, and the case was dropped. So I had to go back and forth to court and things like that. And when the case was finally dropped, I came right out of prison for the third time. Air Peace. Everybody was eating out of a box full of breakfast snacks from Port Harcourt to Lagos, 45 minutes. And Air Peace brought a tray to me. I mean, literally wheeled it to me like I was in first class. This is a plane that doesn't have first class. Hot meal, hot eggs, bacon, sausage. Just me, and everybody in the airline was looking at me. I'm like, I don't know. And the flight attendant looked at me and said, Auntie Kemi, Mr. Onyema said we should give this to you and welcome you home. Mr. Onyema, Allen Onyema, the head of Air Peace. That's really good. So this Christmas, I was going to pay him a courtesy visit. I don't know where he is. But of course, many of you have heard the story. Okay, Air Peace boss, charged, indicted by the U.S. federal judge of money laundering and fraud and everything else that comes with all these stuff. The way I analyzed it, okay, I don't know a lot of facts, but, the U.S. Attorney that charged the case, BJ, very famous attorney too. I know that guy very well as an attorney. But these charges border along how did he create a company? On their side, they're saying he had a company that didn't exist. He moved money through that company, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the whole tangle, who was it moving money for? Who was Onyema moving money for? Through the guise of an airline business to buy planes. Okay, so the U.S. government is saying he was trying to buy plane with this. I don't like assuming in cases like this, but let's just assume. So some big politician wants to move money to America and gives the money to Onyema. Onyema uses it to buy planes. The plane has been bought, so where's the rest of the money? I don't get it. I don't get what the feds are doing. The Justice Department has a really tough case. They're going to have to prove it. I'm sure Onyema has some good lawyers on that side. They've frozen his accounts. And at the end of the day, what I analyzed was he was actually moving his own money, but maybe not the right way. The first thing I'm going to tell any businessman in Nigeria is that this is my opinion. Please, it's not an advice. My opinion. The mistake that Onyema made was to open an offshore account in the U.S. If you're going to open an offshore account, please don't open it in America. Open it outside America. They have the Panama Papers and all that stuff, and some of the Americas and all, but don't open an offshore account in the United States. Why? Because the U.S. government, the FBI, everybody's going to be watching you like a hawk because you're Nigerian. That's the only reason. And when I always tell you guys about being Igbo, being Yoruba, being Hausa, you always say, oh, it's just Nigerian. If you think these people are not smart, they know what they're doing. We are SBNIs. I coined that phrase, SBNI. Nigerians are SBNI, smart but not intelligent. These guys are intelligent. If you think they're not watching our tribes, they're watching our tribes. When 80 Igbo guys, the names Igbo was listed on this OBOKK case, the OBOKK first came, and then this 80 Igbo guys and all that. I'm just saying this. This is my opinion. If you like, you can abuse me in the comments. When you're Nigerian and you're Igbo, oh God, the FBI is looking at you even worse. It's called stereotyping. Stereotyping, profiling. You guys know these names. I'm telling you. And then if you're an Igbo businessman, you have money, you're doing well, they'll stereotype you. See, you guys remember when I wrote about Cubana the other day? You know, Cubana has legit businesses. I've never met him. I've never spoken to him, okay, on the phone. Okay, one time he messaged me, you know, he said he loved that write-up. Thank you. How did I know everything? I said, I know. I'm an investigative journalist. That's what I told Cubana. You know, some of these guys, you see them, Pretty Mike, all that, you know, nightclubbers and all. These guys built empires with hard work. And that's how Onyema was too. Yeah, some people came up with the Kingsley Cuckoo connection, the amnesty money. Those are haters from within, inside Nigeria. Saying, yeah, they shared the amnesty money that Jonathan gave, blah, 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 blah. The same thing as Linda Ikeji. When Judafa said he gave Linda Ikeji $242 million, Linda just told everybody, look, I got the money. It was for adverts, okay? I did adverts and that's it. So in other words, you know, you do business with somebody. The money they're paying you could be the money of the government. What concerns you? That's your money. But at the end of the day, let's talk. The Onyema case is a case that I don't see any money laundering. The feds might see it in the U.S. I lived in that country for 30 years. My children are American, and my kids are going to be very powerful. Okay? One of my children is going to be the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria. Another one's going to be the U.S. president. And the third one is going to be something, State Department. Or, you know, my kids are going to be powerful. I've already seen it. And I'm going to be alive to see it all. Maybe I'll be the one sitting in the embassy in Lagos here, issuing the visa stuff. You never know. But at the end of the day, guys, you know, we Nigerians are very stereotyped in America and around the world. And I don't think, you know, using tribe is an offense. They could have targeted him as an Igbo man, an Igbo Nigerian. The Thailand people are doing that with us. Why is it all... Go and look at the YouTube video. Why is it always you Igbo Nigerians carrying drugs here? Nobody's saying anybody's... You know, Yorubas are doing major Yahoo laptops upon laptops, EFCC scams and all that. The Hausa Yahoo boys, Central Bank of Nigeria, they're yet to catch some of them hacking it and taking our money out and then bringing it in to sell back to us. There's all kinds of Yahoo going on in Nigeria. We know it. Mr. Onyema took a lot of Nigerians out of bondage by providing his airplanes to pick them up in the xenophobia-filled hate in South Africa. I think it was 2 or 3 flights. It was more than one. That right there deserves a humanitarian honor. Okay, my teeth hurts, so I can't pronounce H well. I have to say humanitarian. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know you're laughing. Humanitarian. My chin. Okay, Mr. Onyema did a humanitarian job there. And he should be really, you know, honored by President Buhari. One of those GFCR things, you know, MF, you know, those honors. Mr. Allen Onyema also has enemies. Look, Air Peace started going to Dubai. Do you know how much a first class ticket is? 800,000 naira. 800K. Somebody was running that Dubai route before him. Emirates, you know, Manfa's airline, the one Manfa flies all the time. Do you know how much first class is on Emirates? 3 million. Yeah, 3 million naira for a seat. First class is good. Yeah, you eat, you have fun, blah, blah. We've done it before. I've done all this stuff. 600 naira first class, Nigerian Airways in those days, British Airways. Today, the prices are higher. It's 3 million for Emirates. It's 800,000 for Air Peace. So you know what happened? Okay, the Air Peace girls are going to Dubai now. Air Peace flight 567 to Dubai is now boarding. The girls sat at the plane, opened the door, and in comes Tecno, Davido. All the stars are entering the plane, and they're going straight to the front, first class. They're all buying these tickets, 800,000 versus 3 million. So competition sets in. and Onyema gets more enemies. Anybody within could be behind this stuff. You know what I mean? The guy's successful, he's doing a good business, everything. Listen, Onyema hasn't paid me for this video because I'm tired of people saying they've paid me. Every time I do a good story about somebody, Fata Igbo has paid her, Onyema has paid her. When I do a good story about Linda Ikeji, you didn't say that. When she was on CNN, you know, for her thing, for her social media thing. That thing has died, by the way. That red Facebook that she did. But at the end of the day, I still want to meet Mr. Onyema. This is not a good time to meet him. He's wanted in the US and Canada. And I really wish him good luck, okay? Because we're Nigerians at the end of the day. Whether it's Nigerian, Biafran, whatever it is. Allen Onyema, for me, I don't know him personally. I've never talked to him. I really think he's a good person. You can see people from afar and what they do. You know what I mean? What they do, what they say. If you know anybody that knows that family, please send this video to them, okay? One of the things I really like about Air Peace is that it's a family business. When I say family, they have the names of their family members on those planes. Oh, Nena Onyema. You know, there's one of their family members, Caroline Agbasile. And Caroline Agbasile used to be Caroline Onyema, and they have her name as Caroline Onyema Agbasile on the plane. They named the plane after their loved ones. Even the little girl, little babies, the children, everybody's name. Different Onyema planes. I have photographs of all the Onyema planes I flew. I know Nena, Caroline, and I know there's one or two others I know. They're male names. Good luck to the Onyema family. Good luck to the Air Peace family. That's where my girl is, Simisola Ejibola, the pilot that flew me from Port Harcourt home and also flew that plane down where there was no, the landing gear failed and the tire, you know, came out busted. She landed it without nothing. And also Captain Idalama. Okay, Captain Idalama is still at the air. Captain Idalama is still flying. He flew with Uncle Lalu Olunlaya, my uncle who flew the big jets 747 from Lagos to New York and London. Lalu Olunlaya of late, he died, and Captain Idalama, Uncle Lalu, everybody were the captains of Nigerian Airways in those days. Idalama is probably, let's say I'm 55, so Idalama is about maybe 70 or something, but he's with Air Peace. I was in an Air Peace plane and I heard the pilot, you know, good afternoon, passengers. My name is Captain Idalama. I'm like, you know, we're going to be cruising on 24,000 feet. I'm like, hey, you know that part where you're all supposed to shut up and put your seatbelts and be listening to it? I just say, hey, in the middle of the plane. I just started screaming, hey, Captain Idalama from Nigerian Airways. I was like 17 or 18 when he was flying Nigerian Airways. I was like, one of the flight attendants came back to me. I said, let him finish talking. So when the pilot finished talking, we put our seatbelts on and we took off and everything. When that plane landed, you know, they didn't let me get out of the plane. The flight attendant said, Auntie Kemi, Captain Idalama wants to see you. The way I said it to Idalama, no one can pronounce his name. I went to see him and he was him. My uncle's co-pilot, pilot friend. He's with Air Peace. Believe me, Idalama stopped a plane in Lagos from flying to Port Harcourt because of the storm. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On the runway, he said he would now turn the engine off because they said it's bad in Port Harcourt. You know, Port Harcourt is raining cats and dogs all the time. Idalama actually turned the engine off. I will now put the air conditioner on so that people can still take their air and they can have their network and do internet while the plane is just... We sat down on the runway for 2.5 hours. The air AC was on, unlike some people. Is it Eric that left them on the runway with no AC and everybody was screaming, a plane going to London? Mikey Wellington was on that plane. He actually posted the video. But at the end of the day, I love Air Peace. Okay, if you like, you can call it an advert. I've been doing it for a long time. This is a great airline. And I wish the Onyema's good luck in this U.S. case. It's very, very, very serious, guys. You need to know these things, and you need to know how things work. I'm Kemi Olunlaya. The time is about 2:15 p.m. on Monday, 25th of November, 2019. I'm in Lagos, Nigeria. Love y'all.